So, guys, this message is entitled simply Asking for Help. I think this is a really, really important subject because I think many of us, many of us, have an unusual relationship with asking for help. So I'd like to share a few thoughts around the idea of asking for help. There's a quote which I saw which said, let me read it out to you guys. Don't be shy about asking for help. It doesn't mean you are weak. It only means you are wise. I think that's a lovely quote because I think depending on how confident you are as an individual, you will see the act of asking for help as an admittance that you are weak, that you are incapable, and therefore you don't want the other person or the other parties that are aware of your request for help to see you as weak or incapable. Whereas a confident person looks for guidance, advice, assistance wherever they can find it. If you Google something, if you seek advice from a lawyer, an accountant, a specialist, that's not seen as weakness. They say that the smartest people in the world surround themselves with great advisors. So that in itself should tell us something about the act of asking for help. Asking for help need not be a sign of weakness. And there's a couple of things I'd like to just point out about it. So number one, it's important in the way you ask for help that you come across as being competent and capable. And I'll give you an example. If I come to you and I say, I know I'll never be able to do it. This is above my pay grade. I'm a poor person. I'm a stupid person. Please help me. The person's going to look at you and they're going to say, man, this fool. Even if I give them the advice, they won't know what to do with it. So it's about the approach. It's about being able to ask for help in such a way as to show the person that you're asking for help that you have the capability to use that help to solve your problem or to move on to the next stage. The other thing I'd like to mention about asking for help, I think it's really important to understand people's motivations in life. And once you understand people's motivations, the way you ask for help becomes a win-win. What do I mean by this? So there are some people who make it their life mission to help, guide, and advise people. They love to see people soaring, climbing, and doing well. There are other people who love to help people because they see themselves as that rescuer. So if you go to people like that, the win-win is that you, who needs the help, have asked for the help in a confident way. They, who are receiving the request, have been provided with an opportunity to lift another person up, to do a good deed for another person. So it's important as you ask for help to understand people's motivations, and therefore, when you couch your asking for help, it's done in such a way that it's a win-win. The third thing I'd like to say about asking for help, and I think this one is particularly important in the third world. Asking for material help, money, cash, things. I think you have to be really careful with that. I think, I read a survey somewhere that said, what is amongst the top 5 or 3 things that annoy really rich people? And it's being asked for money. If you ask a really successful person for advice, for guidance, for a reference letter, to mentor you, to introduce you to someone, to invite you to an event where you can go and sell yourself, network, they do that gladly because they see you as being of like mind, that you believe in yourself, you believe in your ability to build on yourself. It's like the biblical phrase of teach a man how to fish rather than give them fish. So I think it's really important to bear that in mind. Also, what's really important when you ask for help is the moment you make a relationship transactional, the moment you say to someone, please can I have $1? You have weakened the human bond between you and them. It's a transaction. There's a counter over which money is being given and something else is being received in exchange. And I think the problem with transactional relationships reduce the confidence of the receiver because they're saying, I can't make this $1, you have to give it to me. If you said to someone, can I borrow $1? Because here's my business plan that says once I invest this dollar, I'm going to make $2, then you've given them an opportunity to be part of your victory. You've also given yourself an opportunity to ask for $2 once you've made the 2 to make it 4. So you build on your self-esteem, you build on your ability to solve problems by yourself as opposed to a handout. So yeah, guys, asking for help need not mean that you are incapable. I'm going to read you another quote. Sometimes the only answer people are looking for when they ask for help is that they won't have to face the problem alone. To wrap up, guys, I think it's really important. Very, very few people out there like the feeling of loneliness, the feeling of being alone to solve a problem. So when you give people the opportunity to ask for help, aside from solving the problem, what you're doing is you're saying to them, you're not alone in this. I'm here with you. I've got your back. I've got advice. I've got contacts. I've got to help you with solutions. So yeah, guys, asking for help. It's a big deal. Spend a bit of time studying about the how and the why. And trust me, asking for help is not as difficult as it's made out to be. And actually, it's a really important step in building your wisdom and your self-esteem.